Episode 4 of Pluribus just did something I didn't expect. It stopped being a show about aliens taking over the world and became a show about us, about what we're building right now with artificial intelligence, about the moment when the hero becomes the villain, and we're still rooting for them anyway. Because after watching Carol Sturka torture someone while screaming about her right to choose, I finally understood what this show is really about. It's not about the hive mind. It's about Carol. And she's terrifying. Let's talk about it. What's up, everyone? This is your breakdown of Pluribus Season 1, Episode 4, Please, Carol. This episode released November 21st on Apple TV+, and it's probably the most important hour of television this year. I know that sounds like hyperbole, but stay with me because by the end of this video, you're gonna see why. Quick housekeeping, massive spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched Episode 4 yet, go watch it first. This episode changes everything, and you don't want it spoiled. Seriously, pause this right now, watch it, then come back. Everyone good? All right, let's dive in. We open with Manusos in Paraguay. This guy is living in a storage unit, eating dog food and sugar packets. The hive mind is knocking on his door, offering him perfectly prepared gourmet meals, apologies, restitution, and he refuses. Now, think about where we are right now in the real world. We have AI that can write emails for us, solve our problems and whatnot, but Manusos is the guy who says, no thanks, I'll do it the hard way. The hive mind is basically the ultimate concierge AI. It optimizes everything for your preference, but Manusos realizes that if you strip away the struggle, you strip away the humanity. He would rather starve and be real than be full and fake. And when Carol calls him, he thinks she's a bot until she screams, until she curses. That is the human tell. In 2025, the only way to prove you aren't an AI is to be messy, angry, and irrational. Rage is our proof of life. Cut to Carol, driving back from the hospital. Her car breaks down. She ends up taking a police car. Just takes it. And here's the thing, nobody stops her because there's nobody to stop her. Laws don't exist anymore. The hive mind would give her the car if she asked, but she takes it anyway. Because Carol needs to assert control, even when control is freely offered. She gets home to find her house being repaired. The grenade from last episode left shrapnel holes everywhere, broken glass, blood, and who's there fixing it? The actual mayor of Albuquerque. Not an actor playing a mayor, the real mayor, Tim Keller, with a paintbrush in his hand. Carol's stunned. You're the fucking mayor? And he's just there, cheerfully helping, because in the world of the hive mind, politicians actually keep their promises. They actually show up. They actually do the work. It's a joke, right? It took an alien virus to make politicians honest, but it also took away everything that made them human. So Carol starts her investigation. She picks someone at random, this guy named Larry, used to be Lawrence J. Kless. The hive mind says he had many friends, which you immediately doubt when you see him, but whatever. And then comes the conversation that broke me. Carol asks Larry if he likes her books. Simple question. Oh, we love your books. Great, what do you love about them? Everything. Your books are an expression of you, and we love you. Okay, but be specific. And Larry starts talking about character arcs and plot turns, but it's all generic. So Carol pushes harder, and he quotes her novel word for word. Perfect recall, exact phrasing from page 2. Impressive, right? But there's no actual engagement there, no opinion, just data retrieval wrapped in enthusiasm. So Carol asks him to compare her work to Shakespeare. And he says, and I need you to really hear this, he says her fantasy romance novels are equally wonderful to Macbeth, to Romeo and Juliet, to all of it. Not better, not worse, equal. And in that moment, Carol realizes she's not talking to a person. She's talking to an algorithm. To a biological chat GPT that's been trained to make her feel good without actually having any genuine taste or preference. This is exactly what it feels like to ask an AI to critique your work. They'll tell you it's great. They'll quote it back to you. They'll find things to compliment. But there's no real judgment happening, no authentic critical engagement. The hive mind has absorbed all of human culture and flattened it. Everything is equally wonderful because they're optimized to please you, not to tell you the truth. But then Carol does something dangerous. She forces them to tell her the truth. Carol asks Larry about Helen, her dead wife, the person Carol explicitly said was off limits. But Carol exploits the hive mind's need to make her happy and demands an answer. What did Helen think of my books? And Larry hesitates. The hive mind knows this is a bad idea, but they can't lie and they can't refuse her, so the answer comes out. Harmless. Cotton candy. Helen thought her life work was harmless, forgettable, the kind of thing you consume and forget. And it gets worse. Helen read Carol's unpublished novel, the one she's been pouring her heart into, read 137 pages out of 489, then skipped to the end just to see how it wrapped up. Wrapped up nice, she thought. But she told Carol to publish it anyway, not because it was good, because she and Carol's agent agreed it wouldn't hurt Carol's career and it would make Carol happy. Let me tell you why this scene is devastating. It's not just about Carol's ego. It's about the fundamental lie that relationships are built on. Helen loved Carol deeply, genuinely, but she also thought Carol's writing was mediocre, and she never told her because Helen understood something the hive mind doesn't. Some truths destroy more than they heal. Think about your own relationships. Your partner probably doesn't love every meal you cook. Your best friend probably doesn't think all your jokes are funny. Your parents probably had doubts about some of your life choices, but they love you enough to not tell you, to protect you from truths that would only hurt. White lies aren't always deceptive. Sometimes they're merciful. Helen's gentle dishonesty preserved Carol's creative confidence. The hive mind's brutal honesty destroyed it. The show is telling us something profound here. Humanity relies on the things we hide. If you shine a light on every corner of the human soul, you burn it down. And this connects directly to Carol's past. She was sent to conversion therapy as a teenager, to Camp Freedom Falls, where counselors smiled constantly and claimed to love her while trying to force her to change. They thought brutal honesty about who she was would save her. The hive mind is doing the exact same thing, smiling, claiming to love her, delivering brutal truths wrapped in kindness. Carol sees the counselors from her childhood in every one of them. Carol goes to visit Zosha at the hospital. Zosha's recovering from the grenade shrapnel, and Carol has a question that's been burning in her mind since episode 2. Is there a way to reverse the joining? The hive mind refuses to answer, just silence. But Carol's smart enough to realize that silence is an answer, because the hive mind can't lie. If reversal was impossible, they'd just say so. Their refusal to confirm or deny means yes. There is a way to undo this. For the first time since the world ended, Carol has hope, real hope. Everyone can come back. Humanity can be restored. This should be Carol's happiest moment in the entire series. But here's where everything goes wrong. Carol goes to the hospital pharmacy and steals sodium thiokentol, truth serum. But to cover her tracks, she asks for heroin. And the hive mind earnestly warns her about addiction, tells her they have a whole wing dedicated to helping people recover from substance abuse, then offers to deliver pure heroin from 8 miles away. They're more efficient than DoorDash, even for illegal drugs. Carol takes the truth serum home, sets up a camera, tests it on herself, and in her drugged state, she admits something she's been avoiding. She's attracted to Zosha, not the person Zosha used to be, the hive mind version. And before we can even process that revelation, Carol's already moving to phase 2. She goes back to the hospital, takes Zosha outside for fresh air. Carol secretly injects the truth serum into her IV bag. No consent, no warning, just chemical coercion disguised as kindness. And here's where you need to pay attention, because this is the moment Carol officially becomes the villain of her own show. The truth serum starts taking effect. Carol asks Zosha about the weather, and Zosha starts glitching like a broken computer. She's spitting out raw data. 27.778 degrees Celsius, winds 3 kilometers per hour from southeast. She can't complete the sentence. The human interface is breaking down. You're seeing the programming underneath, and Carol realizes this is her chance. How do I reverse the joining? Zosha struggles. She wants to answer. That's what truth serum does, but she can't. The hive mind's collective will is preventing her from speaking. 2 contradictory commands in one body, and it's tearing her apart from the inside. Is it something one person can do? Is it a chemical, a medicine? And then the others start appearing, walking toward them from all directions, surrounding them. And for the first time in the entire series, we hear something we've never heard before. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Please, Carol. Not a command, not an offer, a plea. They're begging her to stop. The hive mind has never had to beg before. They've never been desperate. But Carol has broken their system, and now they're literally pleading with her for mercy. Zosha collapses, cardiac arrest. The truth serum, combined with whatever medications she's on, combined with the internal contradiction tearing her mind apart, it's killing her. And Carol pulls out handcuffs, chains herself to Zosha, and screams, "I have agency. You cannot interfere." Let's talk about this moment, because this is important. Carol was sent to conversion therapy where people claimed to love her while trying to force her to change against her will. They thought they were saving her. They thought the ends justified the means. And now Carol is doing the exact same thing to Zosha. She drugged her without consent. She restrained her. She's torturing her for information. And she's justifying it all by screaming about her right to choose while completely removing Zosha's right to choose. The parallel is perfect and horrifying. Everyone's happiness requires someone's suffering. That is the brutal math of Pluribus. The hive mind rushes in to help, not to stop Carol, to save Zosha's life. But Carol won't let them near her, convinced they're trying to take away her evidence. Only when she sees that they'll literally let Zosha die, if that's what makes Carol happy, does she finally release the handcuffs. The episode ends with CPR, with an AED analyzing, with us not knowing if Zosha will survive. All in the name of free will. Here's what you need to understand about this episode. The title is Please, Carol, and that phrase evolves throughout the runtime. At the beginning, Please, Carol means, please let us help you. Please let us make you happy. It's a polite offer of service. By the end, Please, Carol means, please stop killing us. Please have mercy. The hive mind realizes that Carol, that humanity, isn't the patient. She's the virus. And they're just trying to keep the body alive. Carol has become the thing she fears most. She's the counselor from Camp Freedom Falls. She's the oppressor, and she doesn't even see it because she's convinced her goals are noble. But here's the question the episode is really asking. Is she wrong? The hive mind killed 875 million people to create their peaceful world. Carol's willing to kill one person, so far, to restore humanity's freedom. The hive mind forced change without consent. Carol is forcing truth without consent. Both believe they're saving humanity. Both are willing to accept casualties. The only difference is that Carol knows her victims are suffering and she's doing it anyway, which makes her actions even darker. And here's why this episode matters beyond just the plot. Because Vince Gilligan isn't really making a show about aliens. He's making a show about the AI future we're building right now. The hive mind is ChatGPT. It's algorithms. It's the perfectly optimized world where everything is frictionless and convenient and designed to make you happy. They can quote anything, remember everything, predict your needs, but they have no genuine taste, no real judgment, just pattern matching and user optimization. And Minoso's, he's the resistance, the people who would rather eat dog food than accept a perfect meal from an algorithm. Because something about that struggle, that authenticity, that human imperfection, it matters. Carol's somewhere in between. She recognizes what's been lost, but she's willing to become a monster to get it back. And that's the genius of this show. Gilligan's asking, is free will worth it if we use it to hurt people? Is authenticity worth preserving if it means suffering?
Is the algorithmic future actually worse than the chaotic present? Look, I don't know if Carol was justified. I don't know if she's gone too far. What I do know is that we're watching her descent in real time, understanding every step she takes, and we can't look away. This is Breaking Bad all over again. Walter White started as a desperate teacher trying to provide for his family. He ended as a murderous drug lord, but we understood every choice that got him there. Carol started as a woman fighting for humanity's free will. By episode 4, she's torturing people for information, and we understand why. We might even agree with her goals, but we can't ignore what she's becoming. Episode 5 drops next week, and I'm genuinely afraid of what we're going to see, because Carol isn't going to stop. She's going to get worse. And Vince Gilligan is going to make us complicit by making us understand exactly why she's doing it. So here's my question for you. Was Carol justified? Has she gone too far? Or is this what it takes to save humanity from happiness? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're as obsessed with this show as I am, subscribe because we're breaking down every episode through the end of the season. And seriously, if you're not watching Pluribus, you're missing the most important show on television right now. It's not about aliens, it's about us, about AI, about the moment when the cure becomes worse than the disease. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for episode 5, and I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen. But I'm terrified, and I can't wait.